Tough to play when you've flown in day of a game.
Oh, gosh. It's got to be so hard. Especially when you're up against half an AHL team in an empty barn.
Yeah.
Because they practiced here and then flew in, or they left
the game day exhibition
kind of deal, yeah.
If it's the hardest thing you're asked to do when you're trying to make an NHL club, you should probably be able to overcome.
Yeah.
Like if you're a veteran, if you're Nazem Kadri, that's annoying. He's not making that flight. It's all guys that are trying to carve out a role in this team minus the minimum, which is like 5 vets.
You know what? I'd like you to open up on this a little bit more. I like this side of you right now. Let the bastards have it. NHL job sitting there for you.
Yeah. So it's like, oh no, we had to fly on a charter the day of. It's like, yeah, well, do you want to make the NHL or not? Because you can get back on the commercial flights.
You can also bust
the Wranglers if you'd like.
Now, in fairness, I don't know if
they were bad. It's just more like,
but I don't know if they're trotting out the excuse of game day travel. I think it was Rhett.
Correct, but it's
so. I mean,
it is not.
All right, I'll use that as my excuse to make it that it was unwatchable.
Yeah, I think that was Rhett was saying, "Well, it's that game day."
That's why Rhett didn't go to the game.
I wanted to watch, but I knew that they'd traveled.
Yeah,
so I knew they'd be a little off, and I couldn't.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to find a battle here. Like I guess like if Kerins and Morton are going to be strong, could they usurp like Justin Kirkland?
What about Honzik? Should Honzik not be trying to make it?
If you're the Flames, I'd rather you play Honzik at center in the top half of your lineup every night at the HL until he earns a call up. Like do you want him to be your 13th forward? I don't.
No, I want him to play well enough where they have to insert him in the lineup.
So
please?
I don't. I would love to see it as well. I don't see him displacing any of the guys that they've got.
See, I don't like this. We've done this too often in training camps where, well, even if they have one, which they rarely do, some kid comes along and oddly enough has a good well, we'd love to keep you. No spots.
Let's play the game. Are you going to put Joel Farabee in the press box for him? No. Are you going to put Sharangovich in the press box
This
for him?
is not a fun game.
No. Are you going to put Lomberg in the press box for him? Probably not. Are you going to put Pospisil in the press box for him? Doubt it. Are you going to put Klapka in the press box for him? Not if Klapka looks anything like he did down the stretch. That's your bottom 6 wingers minus Frost, the center, and he's clearly not at Frost level at this point yet. So I just like Hansa can be great, but unless he's undeniable, the best thing for him is try him at center in the A and go put up some points in the American League, right?
I thought you liked this. You just said you liked them kind of taking runs.
I like him taking runs.
Let that pony run.
I like that side, Amanda Marshall. But I don't like when all the spots are taken.
They have too many wingers. We said it for 2 years.
Why don't they trade some and get a?
They re-signed Pospisil. You can trade him.
A number 1 center back.
Like if you like Kerins, you like Morton, you like Kirkland, you expect a Honzik, Gridden, or like any of those guys to pop mid-season. Where are you putting them?
Let me submit this just to keep the conversation. You know our buddy Darren Haynes, longtime reporter around the Calgary Flames. He had this tweet last night. Lots of whatever it is, lots of swirling chatter about upcoming decision regarding Rory Kerins, who is now waiver eligible. Between his NHL call-up in January, I'm now just quickly paraphrasing, 2 preseason games this year, the 6th rounder from 2020 has 1 goal and 6 assists in 7 points in his time with the Flames, whatever. Last year as an AHL All-Star, 61 points in 63 games. In this economy, goal-starved, you don't want to lose a 23-year-old point producer.
Well, if he's a quad A guy, you can lose him. Is he an NHLer? That's the question. And so, yes.
But for the Flames in their spot,
yeah.
Do you put a little bit more value in a guy who has shown very well at the AHL?
Maybe.
Find his stats, Jack. Find like the hockey DB.
Like
Rory.
He's a talented offensive player. He's absolutely an elite AHL player. Where do you put him at the NHL and who are you taking out of the lineup? That's
elite AHL
question.
Players can't make the
lots. Like there's tons. There's guys that make really good money to play in the A that are never going to be NHLers because of a one flaw that they're missing. And for Kerins, there's always been questions about his conditioning and that he can't really defend well.
Oh, he wasn't tops?
He was definitely not tops. No.
Well, see, but if he showed up and was tops, I would question that too. The hell's going on?
I think you'd like it if he showed up.
He was not top of the table.
No, that doesn't mean he can't be a good player. But, I mean, there are guys that absolutely fill the net in the American League that never turn into good NHLers. We saw it with Matthew Phillips.
All right, here we go. 118. Ooh, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, they piled it up in the O.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, I think he
So for those that are only
That's
listening, he
doubled.
Sioux Greyhounds in his final season had 118 points in 67 games with the Sioux.
I think he went back as a 20. I'm trying to.
Yeah, it must have been. First year pro, he ends up spending most of his time in the East Coast League with the Rapid City Rush. He's
points.
Pretty much a point game guy there. Goes to the Wranglers, 32 and 54, and then last year 61 points in 63 games.
Yes.
And then on a short stint, had 4 assists in 5 games. I think 2 in his first game, right? Yeah.
He's a talented offensive player. That is.
Can he keep up? I haven't noticed.
Skating's not a strength. Conditions is not a strength. Defense isn't a strength. So when you're measuring him against a Kirkland or a Pospisil, that's where I think it gets hard for this guy to make the team. Never mind Morton.
Well, he's not Pospisil, though, is he?
No, and so it's like if you're picking between the two, you just gave Pospisil a 2-year extension at pretty decent money. I wonder, I think we'll see him on waivers pretty quick, before the season starts, and because those stats are all correct,
right?
But I also won't be surprised if 31 GMs say we're not claiming.
No, they're not claiming.
And that's sort of the mark of a quad A player. Very good at the first developmental level, can't, crack a top league roster.
Was not a great night for the Miromanovs and Beans of the world.
A lot of vitriol spewed at them on the Twitter machine.
Jake Bean got hit hard along the sideboards, left the game, did come back. Was not. They have too many of those guys.
Yeah, those are your 7-8 right.
They have too many guys that aren't good enough to play in the NHL.
If you wanted to be like an Ilya Solovyov and play really well, I'd love to see one of these guys on waivers because someone might just take him. Like that guy can go sit in the press box and eat popcorn. You don't need 2 of them here.
But man, they both make too much money is the other thing. No one's going to waive those guys for.
What does Miro make? I know Bean makes 175. I think.
Oh, Miro's $1+. They signed him to an extension not long after he got here.
There's a NHL contract going last year at this time.
What's that?
But I mean, what is Miromanov?
Top D pair.
He played. You know what? As crazy as it is, Miromanov spent over a third of the year. We have
this conversation all the time.
And it's a tip of the cap to Mackenzie Weegar.
It doesn't make him any better or worse. It's the fact that he spent time there. It's a coach's decision. It's how much what kind of depth have you got?
I'm literally suggesting put him on waivers. You don't need to have this fight with me. You've won me over. I want Miro on waivers. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's fine. It's just you do bring that up. Well, he played second
pair
of minutes.
Because I was talking him, so he was just trying to.
No, but look, you had to give it a try. He was always a project, not a prospect in that trade. There are some tools, but he's not an offensive defenseman, and he's not terribly physical and doesn't defend that well. So what are you? You were hoping one of those things would be the case.
Can you give me that list?
Well, so he's like, he used to be a forward. He must be an offensive defenseman. He's like, no, there's no points there. And I'm like, okay, well, we're playing him on the third pair. Could he be? No, that's not really his strength. Well, is he really physical? No, he's not.
Huh.
Okay, well, we'll see on waivers in the fall.
Got to find a role, Dean. Everyone's got to.
But to be fair, that's kind of the spot the Braden Pahals and Joel Hanleys were when the Flames got him off waivers. They were guys that you're like, yeah, if you're in a pinch, they can play, but they're not everyday NHLers. And since those guys have come to Calgary, they've proven to be NHLers. So
beat a dead horse.
No, it's good.
I'm saying we.
I agree with everything he's saying.
I do too. That's what I mean. We're going to beat a dead horse. We're back to the same thing. Oh, we just talked about the forwards. Well, there's no room to bring anyone in, even though no one's really that good or standing out. It's kind of like
I think their third and fourth line could be really good, and that's the problem for someone making this team.
What the are you talking?
I think Frost, Farabee, Sharangovich could be a really good third line. When you look around the league, where most teams have to pay superstars huge dough, they have to skimp on their.
Yes, but that's lines. That's the problem. Okay, if you're the third line center because McDavid and Draisaitl are ahead of you, that is some serious depth.
Yeah, I'm not saying the Flames forward group's good. What I'm saying is it's going to be hard for someone to crack the bottom 6 because I think it's a good bottom 6. Their top 6 is not good. They don't have a top line. Their top line would be a second line on most teams.
This is what I'm saying.
No, I know what he's saying. Yeah, I know exactly what he's saying because I do agree. It's not
from
giving check marks
to the fourth line. Even we just don't have a top line.
It's not giving check marks at the top 6 guys. It's saying that all of those guys should have better seasons. You'd hope than they had a year ago. Came in injured. It was not good for Sharangovich. Farabee has shown in the league that he can play better than he did. I mean,
Yegor scored 30 in this league
in terms of offense. And Frost.
Well, anyway, so we were talking about the D, and dump some of the bring the kids.
I want to see one or both of those guys in waivers.
Bring the kids in.
Like honestly,
Please,
what's
Perek's going to take one of the spots. It's because when you look at right now, just looking on.
Yeah, but start building together. Don't just let the kids play.
Like I wouldn't be surprised in the spring if you've got Brstevich and Solovyov having games played in this league, and you're ready to cut bait with both, if not one of Bean and Miromanov.
I do wonder if Brstevich is going to be just a good, steady.
They want him here.
You look at his point production
guy.
When you look at his age in the A and his production at the position, like it projects nicely.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a star, but he's a very nice puck
That's the thing. He had that 1 year with real gaudy numbers, right? So
yeah.
Ooh, look at this guy. I don't think he's going to be that at the NHL level, but I think if he can evolve that other part of his game, and you'd be able to.
Jay McKee's coach.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the McKee bump.
It is.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy that is going to fill a role here for a while.
And so if you're there picking between Miromanov and Bean, who you know exactly what they aren't at this point, if Brstevich gets off to a good 2-month start, yeah.
So Bean has 1 year left at 1.75. Miromanov 1 year left 1.25.
Yeah, it's like,
and they're both.
You're hundreds of thousands of dollars. From league.
Yeah, I can get out of the Bean and Miromanov business today if I need to. I'd be fine with that. I like what Pahal does, but we even saw that last year. They really did not move him up.
He's a third pair right shot guy.
He was in that third pairing, and they kept him there regardless of what was going on above.
And to be fair, like when you think about the identity of a third pair, like he does it well. He's physical. He's not afraid to scrap. Very simple game. Don't give him a ton of minutes. He's your right shot third pair guy, period.
What were you going to say there, Retro?
I say God love him.
Yeah.
Go
Sasker.
Business.
Yeah.
Good Sasker.
What were his?
Well, now what are you looking at?
No, I just wanted to see because 14 minutes was his average, 14 a night.
Third pair.
That's it.
Fifth, sixth defenseman should get.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
where he needs to be. And that's a good find. That's a waiver pickup. You turn him into a third pair guy. Great work. It's not sexy. It's not a star. It's better than what Bean and Miromanov can do on those third pairs.
Yeah. You could have called me, Craig.
Could have called you for what? To play?
Some insights on why you're spending money on some of these.
Dopes. That's what you're going to say.
I don't want to say dopes because they're real good people. Good guys. You gotta have a good guy in the room.
But dopes, like people don't understand. You don't mean that they're stupid or anything. It's just it's almost kind of an endearing. Like we're all dopes. These dopes, bunch of dopes. It's not a derogatory.
It's not even a dope smoker. We're not getting at that either.
But you look at that D for it's like Uyghur, Ball, Anderson, Hanley, Bean, Miromanov, Pahal.
Well, Parek's got to be in there. Sorry.
It's like, okay, so we're going to move one of you for Parek, and that's
you can make that.
You can move
make
those...
an argument that if Parek steps in, you're going to like, okay.
I've
got another kid that you think might be able to be a player. Get rid of the dead weight. And I feel bad because they don't need to get stepped on. They're just doing their best, and their best just isn't NHL caliber.
They're 7-8 defensemen when you talk about Bean and Miromanov. They just are.
Yeah.
And it's like there's been enough runway. They're at an age where you kind of are what you are.
Yeah.
You're not 21.
List the names again for the D.
So I like the way I would draw it up, if it's fair.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Like I would love to see a little bit of Parek and Uyghur.
I don't care about pairings. I'm just saying
think you go Ball, Anderson,
6 or 7
to each other
in the organization. Yeah. If you're not, but we argued about if Anderson was staying and you went 1 to 7, how does your decor look? Decent?
It's
how are you grading it in the league?
It's okay. It's not great. I think it's middle third. Like Uyghur's a very good defenseman. He does pretty much everything, and he had to play with a dope for the whole season, whether that was Miromanov or Hanley.
Do we want to explain dope? We
just
again?
Explained it.
Yeah. That one felt like it was a
little more derogatory.
He literally played with a waiver claim level player the whole season. So kudos to Uyghur. You had Ball and Anderson together the entire season, and then what you're left with is Pahal in the third pair with, this year Zane Parek's going to be on the roster, so that makes your 7-8. Being Miromanov. I just don't see them having Zane here and in the rafters more than he's playing.
No, I don't want to. That wasn't the point of what I was getting
no
at.
One's saying that.
It was actually that if you listed those players, maybe you aren't top third, but that's not a bad list of defensemen.
Especially if Parek looks comfy. Yeah.
And that's a big piece of it.
And do you mean, I guess like you mean today, or are you talking about as you move forward? What
I'm saying 1 to 6. If Parek's capable,
he's in there if he's capable.
You're going that D core is solid.
If Hanley Pahal's your third pair,
yes, that's
you're happy with that. If Ball Anderson's your second pair, that's great. And if Uyghur and Parek could make it work, and that's the big
or
ask.
whatever the four interact. Those top four, if Parek can keep up there and interact, and he drop down to 5 sometimes, but effective on the power play, whatever it happens to be, the D core is.
It's tough to see a pathway for being a Miromanov to get significant time.
It's certainly
that's kind of
you don't want
the brass tacks of it all.
You don't want it.
You'd rather not. And then if you're a guy like Ilya Solovyov, it's like, well, shit. This is a guy that you might want to see a little more of.
What I'm trying to.
He's young. You don't know what necessarily his ceiling is. You absolutely know what the ceilings of being a Miromanov are.
See, I'm trying to start the argument that maybe we've been too harsh.
On
your goalie's good, right?
Goalie's top 10 in the league.
Goalie's good.
Parek's decent, and that's your 6. Those are your top 6 defensemen.
Better get Anderson signed.
What's wrong with this? He looks
well, Anderson's right shots. If you're going to move him, that's correct.
Right? Oh, I get it. Because, but then if one goes out, right, injury says, okay, well, now we're bringing Bean or somebody's moving back up, or so now.
Yeah, like if Uyghur gets
Hanley
hurt,
in the top 4, and
if Uyghur gets hurt, you're painting the barn.
Jack, do you want to go for a drink? These guys they got to be negative all the time. I'm trying to bring some positivity. No. We're almost into the weekend. The goalie's good. The D core is solid.
Bottom 6 is great. Oh,
bottom 6, we've got. If we could
just missing a dry side, that's all you need.
You know how sometimes, and it happened this week, we were maybe critical. Ryan was in, he was maybe a little grumpy, and then we argued about the Kraken for 45 minutes. On the flip side, it's sometimes I think you're in too good a mood, and then you're too nice.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. You know,
well, no one's raising their hand saying they're 97 points.
That's a pretty good solid D right there. That's pretty good. We got a goalie.
We got what are you talking about?
What's happening? Did you get something in those nachos the other night at the rink? Are you
down the road here? Say some nice stuff.
Get out of this podcast and chicanery. But look, they had 96 points
nice
last
for the Flames.
Year.
Hey, Craig, you got a good decor.
It is not a sexy roster.
No.
But they had 96 points last year, and who did you delete from that group? Nobody. Nobody's gone that was here that made an impact. Your backup goalie. Yeah, okay. Well,
and I do
you're going to play Wolf more anyway.
It's hard to see where the goals come. But at the same time, I do feel strongly that there's real bounce back opportunities here. You were without Zary for a good chunk of the year. You got nothing out of Farabee. Sharangovich turned it on at the end of the year, and even by the time the season was over, his goal totals were pretty decent. There's opportunity there for some individuals, 3 or 4 guys that you can realistically really see having more offense in their game.
You could say that, Father Time's undefeated, and maybe you get 90% of the production of Nazem, and that's still a really good year for a guy that's slotted one line higher than he should be. You could say maybe you get 90% of Huberdeau, but to your point, you'd expect more from Zary, you'd expect more from Farabee and Frost, you'd expect more from Sharangovich, and when we saw from Klapka down the stretch, I feel like there's a bit of ceiling that they're going to explore there. I'm not saying he's a top 6 guy, but
who are we talking about?
Klapka.
Yeah, I'm going to leave Klapka out.
So I want him to do well.
I just mean, if he had how many goals last year in how many games, he's going to score more than the 10 games because he's going to play more than 10 games.
Well, but it's,
how many did he get?
But then he's taking somebody else.
He had 6 and 31 for the season. I can look into his game log and see where.
So 12?
Played a lot more than I thought. Jeez.
If
you go to 12 goals for Klapka, that's 6 goals he didn't have last year.
You could also see
somebody else was in the lineup.
Right, but I mean, not as
if
good
he
as
has 12 and 31, okay. No,
yeah, are you getting 28 out of Huberdeau again?
Like I said, 90% of his production's reasonable. Same with Kadri, but there's 4 guys minimum. I'm arguing for a 5th that you can expect improvement from. It would be shocking to see Yegor not do better than last year, given how pedestrian he was, and he still ended up getting to 17.
Yeah, Sharangovich had 17 goals.
And a just miserable fighting through injury. Never looked right till the last month season.
Coronado had 24.
You'd expect increase there.
I mean, for Zary had 13 in 54 games.
Need more than 13 from him.
And Marty Pospisil.
I'm leaving him flat.
He had 4.
No.
I can't leave him flat. You need more
No.
than that.
What was it? What were his points?
25 points in 81 games.
That's flat. You guys have too much faith in these dusters.
He's all over the map.
What has happened? What just happened?
It's just U-turns and 180s every day. And I don't know if he's being a prick or if there's a CTE or like what's going on here.
Both can be true.
Yeah, it could be everything. It's just a lovely potpourri.
I like
Dick
Klapka.
Lou.
He was awesome. There's going to be a spot. It happens.
Yeah,
Where
just like
you
we saw with Pospisil.
now I'm in the NHL, and
that's what happened to Pospisil.
that excitement is okay. Now I really actually it's January. I'm still. This is great, but this is a tough league. I don't know. Pospisil's been around enough. If he's not going like,
I was surprised
he
by
can
that
play a
extension.
role, and he got his. I honestly believe that they pulled the legs out from under him when they gave him shit for taking a penalty, and your team wet themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
And he started to play a different way.
He had 3 or 4 stern conversations with George Peros and talked to people around the team that affected him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the reason he was in the league and was getting contracts is because of the way he played.
100%. And so that's the rub.
So
How do you stay on that line without crossing it too much? Like
Cross
that's the
it,
but then
challenge.
you lose both.
cares?
So you stop playing like a bull in a china shop.
And now what are
So
you?
okay, the penalties went away, but so too did your offense
Well, and you just
and your
left that-
effectiveness.
Yeah.
And
Is he offensive though, or like I know we
No,
all
but
pray.
no, but just
4 goals. Christ. Like get us 12
What
to 15.
Lomberg have?
None. But-
3.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm. Why do we think that Pospisil is going to outscore? Like based on what?
You're not wrong. I'm not. It just
yeah, he's a slightly more offensive version of Long.
Yeah, but you're going to get stuck in a role with a bunch of guys that don't score.
like he had 8 the year before
So
and it tumbled to 4.
tumbled the
What was his first?
But I mean,
12?
8 and 63, 4 and 81. But to me, it was you noticed him every night.
What was his?
I
rookie
agree
season?
with you, but it wasn't based on his goal
I
scoring. So go
agree.
run around. I don't
All
care
right.
about.
So I don't care if you score goals.
That's
You're
true.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just be
If
a
I can
shit
say
disturber.
I don't. Where's the offense going to come? I'm not looking at Klapka for it. I'm really not looking at Pospisil for it.
No.
Morgan Frost needs more than 3.
Fairby, Frost.
Like that's where it's
Zary.
got to come from. You got to have some guys bounce back.
Sharangovich, and maybe you get more. You should get more from Coronado, although you know what? What are you going to move him to 40? Like he'll be a 30 goal guy. You'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
That's his second full season in the league. He's a 30. You'd love that. Hence the extension.
And Kadri with 35.
Not going to do that again, I'm guessing.
Not happening.
Love him too. Prove everyone wrong, Nas. There's the chip on the shoulder
That's
if you need it.
That's
but,
right.
like,
That's
how
right.
old are you?
Pinder called you out. You're terrible. Please.
Definitely didn't say that. Very impressed with his play beyond Daryl season. It's been great under Huska. Yeah, like the weakness of this team's glaring and obvious. It's their top 2 lines don't look like top 2 lines.
Jeez, yeah, because if you work, that's what I was trying to get at, Dean, until you shut me up.
Mm.
I was trying to work my way up the roster from the
Yeah.
spine. Noodles in net.
Good.
Mhm.
D.
plus, A.
I'd say A- at least. Yeah.
Okay, A minus.
Like Wolf was unreal last year.
Correct. He's in the lineup now.
Grade your decor.
Decor or B.
B- at the worst. Yeah, sure. It's middle of the pack. Got to be
Bottom 6.
solid. Yeah. B+.
B plus. So we're averaging out at a B plus.
Yeah, all you're missing is the hardest thing to get, which is people that can score goals in the league. That's why your team doesn't
Oh.
score enough.
Son of a- But they got good D and a good goalie. We can overcome this.
This is the team that Ryan Huskers is trying to win 3-2 with. Like, let's not make a mistake. They're not changing their MO. They're like, let's go get 5. This is going to be structure, low
Love
risk
structure.
hockey.
Have a better power play. They're going to make some change. Yeah,
Breck
Who
should
was
help.
here last year running the power play? Was
Same
it 2
guys-
years ago?
Same guys that were here now.
Wasn't it that
Oh, you mean the
specialist?
Yeah, Mark Savard went back to Toronto.
Let the power play be a little better. If Perek wants to be part of that,
Great.
then all of a sudden, hey,
Was it the Cowboy that got that straighted out?
I thought
Cole was on the penalty.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. Was because Cole came in after
I like that handle, by the
Larson
way.
left, and there was some distribution of duties there for sure.
The Cowboy. We can stick with that, eh?
Cowboys.
Either that or the Sheriff. I kind of like that too.
Yeah,
That
Sure.
mustache
Too on
is
the
so
nose.
he's just.
Has he got the mustache back or no?
I don't know. We
need an
should.
update.
Can
Jack.
we call?
Jack, can you go down to the dome
AI
tomorrow?
right?
that.
I'll text Connie and see. important question.
Yeah.
Hey, buddies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.